Do you have one of these? A Shure SM58? If you do, then use it to record vocals. This video could potentially save you hundreds of dollars and, more importantly, a lot of time by getting you to use what you have now to record your vocals rather than waiting until you can afford some stupidly expensive condenser microphone. So this is my Shure SM58 dynamic microphone. I've had this for years and years, I don't know, 15 years, probably a bit longer than that. As you can see, it has seen some use. I've used this at lots and lots of gigs, and I've recorded with it at home as well. These things are famous for their live use primarily. You know, look on any YouTube of any live gig, and odds are you'll find a musician who's singing into one of these things. They're great mics. They're pretty indestructible. You know, you can throw these around, they'll get knocked about all over the place and they'll still work fine. You can get very close to them and they'll cope with very loud noises. So that makes them great for live use because you can get close. The engineer can turn down the gain on the mixing desk. That means you're not going to get as much problem with feedback and bleed from other instruments into this microphone. And they're pretty cheap. They cost about $100. But for recording, these things tend to be much maligned. A lot of people will tell you, you know, what microphone should I use for recording vocals in a studio? And they will never say one of these. They'll always say probably some high-end condenser microphone that costs certainly multiple hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars. Now, I don't have a problem with that advice to use an expensive condenser microphone. Those mics sound great. They sound really, really good. You get that lovely high-end sparkle that you tend to get with condenser mics, but you don't have to use one. That's the important thing I want to get across here. If you have one of these, it's absolutely perfectly okay to use them to record vocals. If you think about it, if you're in a home recording studio like this room was not designed for music production in any way, for recording vocals or recording anything else. So it's not acoustically ideal. That's what I was trying to say. I seem to have invented a new word, acoustically. Acoustically means acoustically ideal. This room is not that. So you're never going to get a perfect sound in here anyway. And if you do use a really expensive condenser mic, that might give you an extra 5% maybe in vocal quality over something like this in these surroundings. Is that worth it? Is it worth spending an extra, I don't know, however many hundreds of dollars to get that extra tiny little bit of quality on your vocal recording that, in all honesty, when it's in a mix, no one's going to notice anyway? For me, it's not worth it. For you, it might be, but for me, I don't think it's worth the extra cost. And that leads us on to the most important thing here. What I think is the most important thing anyway, is record now. Just record. Don't wait until you have to save up to afford a really expensive mic. Just record now. You do not need expensive equipment. There's an attitude that seems to be prevalent amongst a lot of musicians, particularly guitarists, and I know that because I am one, so I share this attitude to an extent. There's an attitude that you need to have really expensive high-end equipment to do anything, you know. Oh, I'll just wait until I can buy whatever it is, then that will sort out my guitar playing or my singing or my songwriting or my recording, whatever it is. That's not the case. It is by far, far more important to just do whatever it is you want to do, whether that's writing a song, recording a song, learning something on the guitar, whatever it is, just do it. You don't need that piece of high-end equipment. The thing that's going to get you the best results quickly is to do the thing. It's to practice it with whatever you happen to have to hand at the moment. In this case, for recording vocals, if you have one of these things, Shure SM58, or for that matter, any other similar dynamic microphone, just use that. Just sing. Just press record and sing into one of these. That's going to give you the results that you want in the shortest amount of time. And the quicker you start, the better you're going to get at it. There's a great example of this. Some of you may be familiar with a guitarist on YouTube called Rob Chapman. He recorded his first, I don't know, EP, single, whatever it was, with not even one of these. It was a consumer level mic that he bought for about £10 from Curry's, which is a consumer electronics store here in the UK, which, you know, you can buy televisions and washing machines from, that sort of thing. And he just put that in front of his guitar amp and used that. That's what I want you to do. Don't worry about the equipment. It doesn't matter. Far more important is to start doing the thing and working towards whatever musical goal it is that you want to achieve. Now, I'm not just saying this. I have recorded an entire EP where all the vocals were recorded with one of these, with my SM58. You can go and check out that EP. It's called Smile. If you go to the website homemusiccreator.com/about, you can find a link to my EP there. It's on all the major streaming platforms, you know, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc. And on that EP, as I said, every single vocal, all the lead vocals, all the backing vocals, every single one of those was recorded using this very microphone. Now, talking of recording vocals, do you get nervous or anxious when you're recording vocals? So-called red light fever. It's very common, particularly when people are recording their singing. If you do, then I have an article on the Home Music Creator website that looks into this issue and gives you some tips and ideas for how you can start to overcome that nervousness and anxiety. If you'd like to see that article, please go to homemusiccreator.com/nervous. Thanks very much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. Now, go create some music. Cheers.